Our body is a powerful machine, but like any machine, it needs to be looked after to work at its optimal peak. Our body is very good at letting us know when things are not 100%, and if we ignore those warning signs, we could find ourselves in a worse off position than before. Today, we have a look at some health signs that you should never ignore. Number 25. Pain after exercise. You'll know there's a good pain and bad pain after exercising. The good pain gives you a great feeling of having had an excellent workout and is generally short-lived, whereas a bad pain is one that lingers, has swelling, and pain is long-term. If you struggle after every workout, hold back on the workouts for a while and then ease back into it. Try to identify what makes it hurt, and if rest and ice don't help, it's time to head to the doctor. Number 24. Chest pain. This is one symptom that you should never, ever ignore. Chest pains are very serious and should be dealt with immediately, as it could potentially be a heart attack or even heart disease or a blood clot. It's even more serious if it's accompanied by sweating, a tightness or pressure in the chest, nausea, or shortness of breath. Number 23. Struggling to breathe. We're pretty sure that if you were having a problem breathing, you'd consider it a good idea to seek instant medical attention. However, if you thought it might go away, rather don't take the chance. There are so many things that could potentially go wrong, like a heart attack, stroke, blood clot, and even a lung infection. Number 22. Fatigue. We all have tired days where the last thing we feel like doing is dragging our heavy bodies out of bed, but if this is you every single day, then you really need to go to the doctor. It's possible you could be struggling with anemia, have an underlying thyroid condition, or some kind of infection. We also tend to perpetuate the problem by trying to stay awake with energy drinks or caffeine. Try a few things at home first if you're not flush enough to head to the doctor, like increasing your magnesium, calcium, or vitamin B intake. A little stress management and exercise could also help in getting your sleep cycle a little better. Number 21. Unexpected weight loss. We know that off the cuff, that sounds ideal, but in the grand scheme of things, it's actually really bad. If you've lost a considerable amount of weight without trying, then you really need to seek medical attention. It could be a sign that you have stomach, pancreatic, esophageal, or lung cancer, and those are things you just don't want to mess around with. Number 20. Severe headaches. Maybe you're prone to headaches and migraines, or one has just crept up on you and it's completely unbearable. If the headache is so bad that you're struggling to cope, it could be a sign of something much more serious. Rather safe than sorry. Number 19. Sudden confusion. You might be going about your business like you usually do, but all of a sudden you're feeling very confused or unable to concentrate on anything. This is potentially very serious. Not meaning to scare you, but it could mean a brain tumor, bleeding in the brain, or a possible stroke, although those are the worst case scenarios. It could also mean low blood sugar, an infection, or regular dehydration. Not as severe, but not ideal either. Number 18. Dizziness and fainting. It's always unsettling to have a dizzy spell, but if it's severe and persists, or you actually faint, get yourself to a doctor as soon as you can. There can be numerous reasons as to why you're feeling faint, dizzy, and weak, including infections, allergies, or certain neurological conditions. Number 17. Irregular bowel movements. Nobody likes to speak about their bowel movements, and it might be embarrassing, but speaking about any issues could possibly save your life. A slow bowel could increase your risk of bowel cancer. It could make you tired or just put you in a bad mood. If you've had a motion but you're not still feeling like your business is done, that could also mean you're constipated, all of which require an appointment with your doctor. If you're on the other end of the scale and things are coming out too quickly or too much, this could potentially be a sign of osteoporosis. Holding in too long is also not good for your health, so rather play it safe and go the moment you feel you need to. And if anything is amiss, go get it checked out. And drink lots of water. Number 16. Worn teeth enamel. Many dentists have confirmed that patients with worn tooth enamel could have a problem with acid reflux. Many patients will swear they steer far away from sugary sodas and drinks and brush religiously, so what's the cause? The acid from their esophagus is the reason their enamel is wearing thin. This acid reflux can often be accompanied with a sore throat, coughing, unexplained wheezing, or a terrible taste in your mouth. If the reflux is left untreated, it could put you at risk for esophageal cancer. Number 15. Odd-looking mole or freckle. This is an ultra-important piece of information, so if you sport a number of moles or freckles, you need to have them checked out often. If there are any changes in their appearance or texture, have them looked at immediately, as they could contain melanoma. Number 14. Seeing flashes of light. If you're going about your daily business and all of a sudden you start seeing strange bright lights or your vision becomes hazy and you can feel something isn't right, seek medical attention as soon as you can, but preferably don't drive yourself. These weird visions could be a sign of a detached retina, which could lead to a permanent loss of vision. Many dismiss the visions as nothing, as they don't cause any pain, but they can be very dangerous. Number 13, uncontrolled bleeding. If you've hurt yourself and you find yourself bleeding, it will usually stop within 5 minutes after applying direct pressure. When you need to worry, however, is if the bleeding does not stop. This could possibly mean you have leukemia or hemophilia, so forget about Dr. Google and head to a proper doctor. Number 12, catching every cold. If you're one of those people that tend to catch everything that's going around, you really need to get some blood tests done. Cold, you've had it. Pink eye, you've probably had that too. Chickenpox, you definitely had that. Your immune system is not in order, and you need to invest a little time and money into your own health and well-being. Number 11, changes in handwriting. One wouldn't think that a mere change in handwriting could be a sign of something very serious, but it could be one of the signs that you are struggling with Parkinson's. Patients who have this will usually have handwriting that gets progressively smaller and more cramped together. Parkinson's happens when nerve cells in the brain become damaged or are no longer functioning. It leads to stiffness in the hands and fingers in the beginning, loss of smell, and most insane dreams, leaving people kicking and punching while they sleep. If you have any of those early symptoms, best to check with your doctor. Number 10, you're always thirsty. Heart and kidney problems are generally associated with an unquenchable thirst. The thirst could be coupled with swelling or rapid weight gain. The other concern is that it could indicate type 2 diabetes, and that is usually accompanied with nausea and fatigue. Either way, both possibilities are a major cause for concern and should be looked at. Number 9, persistent fever. An occasional fever is one that most of us endure and wait it out, but if yours is abnormally high and you just can't break it, you should go to the ER. What this high fever could be telling you is that you have meningitis, a urinary tract infection, or even something more serious like lymphoma or leukemia. Even though those risks are low, if your fever is seriously high, you'll need antibiotics anyway, which require a trip to the doctor to get a prescription. Number 8, persistent vomiting. There's no pretty way to explain that, but consistently hugging the toilet bowl while letting out every last inch of yourself could be a very bad case of gastroenteritis. We hear you thinking, how on earth will you make it to a doctor though? But for your own benefit, just get there. It could also be a sign of appendicitis, meningitis, or food poisoning. Number 7, you snore. Not only is sleeping next to a snoring partner frustrating because your own sleep is disturbed, think about your partner. They're not getting in as much oxygen as their body actually needs. Over a long period of time, it could mean heart disease for the snorer and, worst case scenario, dementia. Number 6, persistent coughs. This is one health sign that doesn't necessarily mean the big C, but if you have a cough that just won't go away and you don't usually suffer from asthma, allergies, or have sinus problems, then just go and get it checked out because there is a slight risk that it could be something more serious. Number 5, swollen legs. Legs shouldn't swell, period. If they are swollen, it means there's fluid there that shouldn't be there. This could mean heart failure, thyroid problems, or possible vein problems. If you also have pain in your legs, it could mean a blood clot. Don't waste time and go see your doctor as soon as you're able. Number 4, coughing up or vomiting blood. If you were experiencing this, we sincerely hope that ignoring the symptoms wouldn't even be an option. Coughing up blood could mean bronchitis, a blood clot in the lungs, or tuberculosis, and if that wasn't bad enough, vomiting up blood is far more serious. You would need to be checked for a bleeding ulcer, severe liver damage, or possible tumors in the stomach or esophagus. Number 3, constant trips to the bathroom. We all use the bathroom, but if you're heading there over and over again, there's definitely something that's not quite right. Excessive urination could mean that something is pressing against your bladder, and even though it's more than likely benign, still better to get it checked out. Number 2, gum disease. A study was done at the University of Florida which found the same bacteria that caused gum disease also promoted heart disease. Older adults who had a certain bacterium in their mouths also had thicker carotid arteries, which was an indicator that the person could suffer from a stroke or heart attack. The way to eradicate this problem is to head to the dentist for a frequent cleaning, which would then control the early stages of gum disease. Also note, gum disease can destroy the entire jawbone, so it's definitely not something you want to neglect. Number 1, hot flashes. Yes, these are okay if you're going through menopause, and it's, kind of expected. But if you're not, and you feel that warmth creeping up all over your body, it's not a very good sign. And it doesn't count if you've eaten spicy foods or you've had a few glasses of wine. This rising heat could possibly be blood cancer or a type of tumor. If it's accompanied by fatigue, weakness, or diarrhea, you need to see a doctor as soon as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more videos just like it every day.